What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Two Jacked Weebs. My name is Brad.
My name is Jessy.
And we are here.
We are today. Yes, sir. Yeah, we are Weebs and we are jacked. What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
What's up? How's everyone's macros? Are you getting them? Are you not getting them? The answer should be that you're getting them.
Yeah, you guys better be hitting them, I swear to God.
Yep. We're gonna start posting a poll at the end of every episode, being like, have you been hitting your macros, yes or no? And then everyone who says no, we will fucking hunt you down.
We will judge you and hunt you down.
And we will force feed you protein. That's what will happen.
Guys, all it takes is a double scoop of protein every morning. All right, eat your chicken breast. All right, come on, guys, come on. It's easy.
Yeah, get some bars for when you're on the go. Like, come on, you got this.
Yeah, it's light work.
Actually, on the note of bars, I just picked up some pure protein bars again recently, and they went through like a big rebranding, so all their packaging is like blue and stuff now. But I feel like they changed the recipe because like I remember the double chocolate one being really fucking dense, and now it's actually not bad.
I think it's fudgier now.
It's kind of fudgier, yeah, and also it's kind of like a little bit lighter at the same time. Like it's not as like thick. I feel like they've like whipped the internal. I don't fucking know. It's lighter to eat. It tastes more like
actually
the
chewy flavor is really good now. I used to not like it at all, and then I bought a box not too long ago. I think back when we went to Comic-Con last summer, that was my last time I bought a box. But I had one sitting from the Chewy brand, and I just had it. And this is like after the rebrand. Yeah, and I actually really like it now. Like, I want to have another one tonight, but
yeah, no, pure protein is good. I like it. It's been probably one of the more consistent bars that I've actually liked. All the rest of them Quest bars, I can't fuck with a Quest bar anymore, man. They're too pasty.
I like a Quest bar. I've had so much of it. I'm kind of sick of it.
Yeah. I think working at a supplement store really fucked me over for Quest bars because I was like the only decent bar with like good macros back in the day, and now it's just like I can't even look at them.
Yeah, it's too many, way too many.
All right. So let's change direction here. We got the jacked out of the way, talking protein and macros and bars.
Now time to bring in the weeb.
And now we're bringing the weeb. That's right. All the juicers in the listening to right now. Your part is over. You can go home now.
You can stop listening now.
Yeah, Weebs, roll up. Let's do this. Today, we're going to be doing a fun one. I think all of them are fun, but I'm really looking forward to this one because I think this one will definitely be like a multi-parter because there's just so many options. Today, we're going to be looking at some of the best anime fight scenes.
Ooh!
The excitement!
I mean, I kind of had a hard time doing this list. I think my list is pretty basic for the most part, just because there's a few routes that you can take for anime fight scenes and like what's considered the best for yourself, you know?
Yeah, everyone's got subjective taste, absolutely.
Like, yeah, like are you looking for like visual design of the fight? Are you looking for choreography of the fight, sound, music, etc., etc.?
Even like the stakes of the fight. Like it may not even be like a good fight in terms of like, choreography or any of that stuff that you mentioned, but like if the stakes in the actual series are high enough, it could be a good fight.
No, yeah, exactly. Like there's so many different not only deterrents, but like variables to determine like what is like the best fight. I think my list is pretty basic today. I think if we go down the road and we do another episode like this, I think I'll take a different approach. But heads up, so basic today.
Yep. And I know that when we first started planning this episode, we kind of chatted a little bit about sort of looking at, because there's a fight, but then there's like a beatdown.
Oh yes,
right.
The beatdown. Yes.
So like I think that today I like the way that I built my list is like I went for a good fight, which means that like both combatants or like as many combatants or whoever's involved, it's not one-sided. There's a good exchange between all of the parties, and that's sort of where I landed with it. And I think it would be a fun one to do like a beatdown episode too, because like there's a lot of them in anime and it's just they're so good.
Sometimes you definitely need to see a character get beat down though. Just a one-sided beatdown.
Oh,
especially a character when everyone hates and you're just finally waiting for this guy to get his like karma.
I don't want to spoil anything, but Levi versus Beast Titan, man, like that.
Oh yeah, that was I was debating to add that one to my list today, but then I kind of thought of it your way as well. Like, I would rather save this for a future like episode.
Yeah, we can talk about that. We can talk about it later because I don't want to get too much into it. But that's that's easily one of my favorites. But yeah, do you want to start us off?
Yeah, I can start us off. This is a really basic one. I really enjoyed. I'm hoping this one's on your list, but FMA Edward Elwick versus Father, the final fight.
Ooh, that's a good one. I have some FMA, but not the final one. But continue.
No, I love the final fight, especially when Edward gets his hand back or arm back, and he just has a straight brawl between Father and himself, and it's just like punches exchanged. There's no alchemy involved or anything. It's just a straight up fight between these two. Obviously the whole rest of the fight is fucking amazing. I think especially for its time too. I think the animation was really well done. I think the Rockets, the military, the father straight up fucking up everybody, and and then everyone has to work as a team to try to bring him down. I just thought this fight was so fucking sick as a kid. And I still watch it now and time again. Like, I just love this fight. It is straight up one of my top 10 fights.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, you know me. I'm a full FMA nerd. So like, yeah, I agree with this one. This is a great fight, and especially like, again, sort of touching on what I talked about earlier, like the stakes of this fight as well. It's just like Ed just, for all intents and purposes, like Al just basically sacrificed himself to give Ed his arm back. So like that like raw emotion of Ed just going to fucking town on him,
filled with pure rage and fucking you're the reason why my brother's dead. Oh, I fucking loved it, man.
Oh, and my favorite,
and you could feel the punches, man, every time they fit each other too.
Oh yeah. And honestly, like the dialogue of it too is like Ed just goes at him and he's just like, I'll stand up and I'll show you the difference between us. Like, fuck yeah.
I fucking love it, bro.
I'll stick with the FMA as well because I've got one on here. The fight between King Bradley and Scar is absolutely
one too.
Fucking bonkers. Like,
it's
love
so good.
This fight. It's just the idea that like it's not only like these two characters who are just like they both know that one of them ain't walking away, if not both of them, and like neither really care. Like Bradley's been like run through the fucking ground at this point, and he's just like, yeah, I could die here, let's do it. The like
Scar though, man. I love
the
Scar
use of the environment. Scar takes off both of Bradley's arms, and he's like, I don't give a fuck. Grabs the blade of his sword out of the air with his teeth and stabs Scar with it. Like, fuck, that's so good.
So badass, fucking King Bradley, man. Just no fucks given, all in. Chips on the table, we're fighting, duking it out. Oh, I loved it. That was such a, I totally forgot about that fight to add to this list.
Such a fucking good fight. I had to like, when I was researching, I knew there was a good amount of FMA fights, and then I was like, no, it's got to be this one. I have to put this one in first.
Fuck, I totally forgot. You know what another good FMA fight was who's the guy with the fire hand? Roy?
What, Mustang?
Is it Roy Mustang?
Yeah, which fight are you talking about?
The one between Lust. Oh, I love that one.
Oh my god!
When he carves into his hand, and he just fucking just. That's more of a beatdown than a fight, if anything, honestly. But like, I love that. That's one of my. I love that fight too from FMA.
Everything involving Mustang being serious and actually fighting is so fucking good.
And because he's so fucking powerful, this guy and he's so calculated too, man. I love him.
Yeah, like when he decomposed the water into hydrogen and oxygen and used the hydrogen bomb in the room. Fuck.
Okay. Let's move on. Yeah, let's move on.
This is turning into an FMA episode.
Yeah. I have another fight. You watched One Punch Man, right? Or
of
read
course.
it?
Yeah.
One of my favorite fights from One Punch Man. I have two on here. My favorite one out of the two though is Saitama versus Genos the first time.
Oh, fuck, that's so good.
And that's when when Genos challenges Saitama for a serious fight after following him around for I don't even know, a month at that point.
In the canyon, right?
Yeah, in the canyon. But my favorite part is not only is Genos giving it his all, but this is our first time fully seeing his arsenal and what he can fully do. and it's so fucking sick, especially in the manga when he draws it for the first time, and you're like, dude, like this guy is loaded with lasers, rockets, guns, weapons, propellers, all this shit, and he is going full balls deep to fight Saitama, and Saitama's just running around. Obviously he wins, but just the display in animation, especially in the anime, was just so beautiful and badass from Genos.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that fight in the anime, like that year that it came out, being like one of the peak animation scenes for like the year. I'm pretty sure, because it was just 100%, so man. Good.
They probably dumped like at least $1 million in that fight scene alone.
Oh yeah, and fucking Saitama just like throwing the punch and stopping it short, and just Genos being like, I was about to die, and then like you look up and Saitama split the sky, like.
He didn't. He split the sky, and he punched a hole in the mountain behind him.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
So and then Saitama afterwards was like, let's go get udon now.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, hey, don't worry about it. You're good.
Fucking love that fight, man.
I do have a One Punch Man one as well. Actually, it doesn't involve Saitama.
Oh.
The fight between Garo and the 8 S-class heroes that come to capture him at the warehouse.
Oh, the mom. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, where they like absolutely beat the shit out of him, and he's just like trying to figure out their strategy and stuff like that. That was such a brilliant fight, because it's like it shows how smart Garo is as a fighter, how good he is, how talented he is, and also just like sort of how ruthless the heroes can be when they like they fucking have a mission that they want to accomplish. That was such a good fight for me. Like I remember just like I wasn't sure which way it was gonna go, whether they were gonna capture him or whether he was gonna make his way out.
That's the fight with a big smiley man, right? He's just a little toy hammer and a smiley ball.
Yeah.
And death gun.
Yeah, and like they had like a sniper to keep him in range and stuff like that, and he's just like trying to figure out their strategy on like what they're doing and how they're playing it. It was so good. Such a good fight.
Keeping on One Punch Man.
There's a lot of good ones.
I think for One Punch Man's animations is very top notch, especially in the fights. Like I could probably name off like 3 fights, but probably the best one after Genos, in my opinion, is Boros, the final fight in season 1. For obvious reasons, right? This guy is the final boss battle, whatever you want to call it, of the series, and alien comes in from outer space wanting to conquer the world, but really he just wants to find a guy who can fight him. And I thought, like, even like what's his name? Boros is like 3 forms he has: the armored form, which contains his power, the second unleashed form, and then the third final form of like the white and black speckles over it. I thought like his forms were sick. I thought his fight was sick. I thought his attacks were amazing, and the fact that he could like withstand Saitama's like first 2 punches or 1 punch. And
then Saitama actually got like kind of excited. He's like, "Oh, here we go." Yeah,
like fully just went in serious punch mode after he did some like nuclear attack against him or something. I forget, man. But I thought that fight was amazing.
I think my favorite part of that is always Saitama just like absolutely being a shit about it, and like him getting knocked into the moon and just like holding his breath and checking the gravity and then just like jumping back to the earth. It's the most bonkers shit. I know, and like it just doubles down as you read the series. It gets progressively like more insane, but like fuck, that was, I remember seeing that the first time and I was like, fuck, that's so good. All right, I'm gonna switch it up from One Punch Man now. We've done One Punch Man. Let's go. You were talking basics. I'm gonna go back to old school basics.
Real? I'm guessing Dragon Ball Z here.
You know what? I have some Dragon Ball on here. You know what? Sure, let's do this one. Let's do the Dragon Ball one first, because you know what? Rest in peace, Akira Toriyama, man. Fucking changed up the game for everyone.
What a god.
There's a lot of fights in Dragon Ball that like really fucking hit for me. The one that I always go back to, and I'm gonna be edgy about it and say I always go back and watch AMVs that always have it in it.
AMVs, man. I fucking love AMVs.
Fucking the fight between Goku and Cell. that first fight during the Cell games.
Yeah.
The choreography is amazing. The animation is slick. It was just the two of them basically just like sizing each other up and like seeing what each other could do. It was so fucking good. Like everything about it was just absolutely incredible. You got Cell busting out all of the different techniques of all of the different fighters that he stole. You got Goku just like constantly just like in his element, because he's a tournament fighter. Like he's used to fighting in a ring, so like now he's got all this like power to blow up the fucking world, but he's still now bound to fighting in a ring. Like it's so good. And like just the fact that they're both just like having fun, like fighting. seeing what the other person can do. Like it's just such a good fight.
But yeah, I actually remember watching that as a kid on fucking like, I think YTV or something. I forget what the fucking channel was when we were kids.
Yeah, probably YTV for us Ontario kids.
And I remember their first fight scene. I think Dragon Ball Z wasn't the first anime that got me into anime, but it was definitely one of the first that got me into like the fighting styles. And I remember watching that fight, and I was like, holy shit, I want to be a jacked blonde man with blue eyes screaming at the top of my lungs and fighting some bald dude. Like, that's my life now. I want that in my life.
You have that potential.
It was such a sick fight, though. I remember that fight, though. Because the first fights are always the ones that you always get to you, right? Like, I don't know. That's such a nostalgic fight.
Well, and it's also interesting, like, again, stakes-wise, is that, like, for, like, the standard that's been set throughout this whole time is that, like, everyone fights first, and then you wait for Goku to clean it up, but then Goku fought first. And you're like, where could it possibly go from here? We're already starting with the amazing shit. And then it just got better.
It just got better, and it kept getting better. I fucking loved it. I love that fight, man.
Yeah. All right, what you got?
Let's see how basic I want to get here. I have a couple. Okay, you know what? Mob Psycho.
Yep.
Mob versus Koyama. The first fight that we see. A lot of my fight scenes, again, you know how you said earlier that you want to see like what the stakes are at and stuff like that. Like this to me is like he sees his little brother get beat down by this fucking Mohawk dude.
Yep.
And he just snaps for the first time. This is the first time we see him snap in the series. And
was that when he went 100, or was that the question mark one? I can't remember.
This is 100. All of them are 100. The question mark one's like I think season 2.
Yeah, I can't remember. But yeah, no, I do remember this fight. This is when they're in the alleyway, right?
In the alleyway, yeah. And he just goes, and this is the first time you're seeing this guy, just like some middle school kid, right? Snap in half, and his hair gets all cool from a bob cut. And you just see him fly him up in the sky, dragging his face against the fucking building, slamming onto the ground, and he's getting fucking manhandled. And not only this like visual effects stunning, but like the animation's fucking amazing. And it's like such a different style of animation too. Like it's not like crisp or clean or anything. It's like
everything's very rough.
Everything's rough,
but like not in a bad way.
Yeah, it's like on purpose too, though. Like that's what my favorite part is, and that like everything looks, it's meant to look rough.
Yeah, they tried to keep it like the essence of like one's sort of
original manga style, right? When he drew his comics, but then when they do the visual effects, everything gets blasted like 1,000%. Like it's fucking amazing.
Yeah, and it reminds me, that fight always reminds me of the like late stage fights in Gurren Lagann, where like you see all of like the starbursts and everything's breaking up into cubes and stuff. Like always reminds me of that.
Gurren Lagann's a fucking great one too. There's tons of fights in that one.
Yeah, there are.
But yeah, no, I'm a big sucker for fucking visual effects and choreography for fight scenes. Like, if it like, I don't know, one of my favorite pastimes is going on YouTube and just like looking up anime fights, and if it's like the sound's on point, soundtrack's on point, the effects are on point. Like I can watch a fight like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, there's ones that I always go back to because I'm just like these are too good. One that I know you'll agree with, and there's two between the two of them, like the same series, that I'm battling between, but like I feel like you'll agree with me more on the first one, and it's a classic. Rock Lee versus Gaara.
Oh, and the is it the tuning exams?
Yeah,
Is
the tuning exams.
Yeah.
When he takes off the weights, and then all of a sudden everything is just absolutely ridiculous.
Like, this guy's badass. All of a sudden, like, what's going on?
Yep. Little bowl cut all of a sudden is just like running at the speed of sound. Like,
I fucking love that. And then Gaara can't like keep up.
Yeah. Oh, it was so good. I remember that fight being like the shit back in the day, and like I remember watching that fight a lot.
People still like quote that fight now, man.
Yeah. And actually, I feel like I read this somewhere, but that I think was one of the very first like mainstream anime scenes that they used 3D rendered backgrounds with 2D animation like characters. Yeah, because if you go back and look, like you'll see like all the movement and stuff like that. It's like all of it is 3D rendered. And, like you don't notice it when you're watching the fight because like you only care about like what's going on. But like when you actually notice it, you're like, oh yeah, look at that. It's like a fucking PS2 cutscene back there. Like
I actually definitely did not notice that at all.
Mm-hmm.
Another one I really enjoyed was All Might versus All for One from My Hero. As much as I fucking hate My Hero Academia, I love this fight.
It's a good fight.
Yeah, not only seeing All for One's true form for the first time and seeing how ugly this motherfucker is, but like to see him use his skill sets and all the quirks that he's stolen in conjunctions with each other. I thought that was sick. But I think All Might giving his absolute most, knowing that he's about to lose his power for good.
Yeah, it's all or nothing now.
It's all for nothing. The voice acting's fucking phenomenal on this one. Every time he screams his attack, like you feel it in your fucking heart. You're like, holy shit, dude! Like this is United States.
Yeah, United States of Smash. Yeah, fuck yeah.
I love that fucking scene, man. Such a good fight scene. All for one.
It's a really good fight. Yeah, shit. What do I follow that up with? That's a good one. Let's see. You know what? Let's go a little bit different. Again, a bit of an older one, but do you remember the fights in Soul Eater between Blackstar and Mifune?
Isn't Mifune again?
The guy that carried around like the giant box of swords and would throw them up in the air, and all like the caution tape would rope around so it like seals off the area.
I vaguely remember that fight. I think that's like one of his final fights. No,
there was like 3 of them. Like they were like, I don't want to say rivals, but like Blackstar and Mifune fought like 3 to 4 times across the entire series.
Like I remember him fighting him a bunch of times.
Yeah, those fights were amazing. Like I honestly think, because like you got to see like the full range. Like Blackstar was such a Naruto character for me. Like he's a fucking doofus. But then anytime he fought Mifune, he was serious, and you saw how good he was and how quickly he could switch between Tsubaki, like all of her different forms.
Yeah.
And then like Mifune is just like, yeah, Mifune is just like using the environment around him to fight. Like he's got all these swords planted around, so he's like running between them and grabbing them and throwing them. And like at one point in time, he like swipes 3 up in the air and then like knocks them so that they like launch at Blackstar as he's like running at him. Like all of the fights are fucking amazing. Like they did such a good job with those fights, and I always loved watching them, because as soon as I saw Mifune on screen, I'm like, Blackstar's gonna show up and it's gonna be so good.
Fuck, that's a good one too. I vaguely remember him more and more now. He had the long coat and everything, right?
Yeah. He had like long white hair, and he was chewing on like the wheat.
I wonder if there was a fight after this, actually.
Definitely do it. They're good fights.
Do you remember? Like, I'm assuming you watched the Fate series, right?
Yep. Well, so not all of them, but yes.
Not all of them. You know Fate Zero?
Did I watch Fate Zero? No, I did not watch Fate Zero.
You didn't watch the prequel to Fate Stay?
Yes.
So do you remember Emiya versus Kotome? Like, this is like the guy. You remember the church guy?
Yeah, I remember Emiya, but I don't remember.
It's the other guy's like the fuck, what's it? The father of the one girl who gets like insects and like invaded into her body, whatever. Like that's how she gets like her powers or whatever.
Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry, I'm just looking at it now.
Yeah. He has like a one-shot pistol that can like shoot through magic or whatever the fuck it is. That's made out of his bones and stuff.
Yes, yeah.
That fight scene. Like, so I was never Fate enjoyer for the longest time until I watched Fate Zero, and then I rewatched all of the fucking Fate Stay stuff. But I only really enjoyed it when I got to this fight scene, and it's when they're like in this like underground building, church, whatever. And the choreography in this fight is so fucking good. For those guys who have never seen it, you have to watch this fight. It is just like two dudes going at it with like guns and blades and whatever. And it's like Fate Stay or Fate series has always had like amazing animation.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah,
just
it's
to
one
watch
of the more popular series. I never really got into Fate as well. Like I was kind of in the same boat as you.
Yeah, honestly, same until I've watched this fight, and then I was like, because everything was so like magical and like super crazy attacks and everything. I'm like, hey, like I get it, but I want to see some brawling action, you know?
Yeah, this is for sure. Like I'm watching it now. This is for sure just a brawl. Like that's a good way to put it.
Yeah,
it's just like
two
balls out. I'm gonna punch you.
Yeah, I'm gonna punch you and shoot you and whatever. I don't know. This fight to me was a turning point for me to start enjoying Stay. Like afterwards, this fight was really good. But yeah, like I really enjoyed this fight, especially when I was younger.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I wasn't a huge Fate fan, but I just think that I don't know. I didn't really like the premise of it. I know it's really popular, like it's like super fucking popular, but like I don't know, it just didn't do it for me. I watched Fate Stay Night, and then I watched Unlimited Blade Works, and Unlimited Blade Works was cool.
I like Unlimited Blade Works.
Yeah, everything after that was just like I kind of got it. Like I didn't need any more of it, you know. But yeah, this fight is definitely like a fucking slog. Like every punch hurts. I can feel it.
100%. No, I don't know. The Fate series. There's just so many of them that like it's hard to keep up.
Yeah, that's true. There are.
Eventually, it just gets kind of boring because it's the same story. There's the original, and then there's a redone version. There's like a chibi version. I don't even fucking know, man. There's so many versions of it.
All right, let's we've stuck with a few older ones now. Let's jump to a little bit more modern. I think the last fight of Chainsaw Man between Denji and Katana Man was so good.
100%. I was gonna add that one to my list too, but I chose not to.
The animation, the build up of like watching Denji training with what's his name, Kishibe, all of it, and then like the fact that he just like pulls the chainsaw out of his leg and like goads Katana Man into going for his head
and slices him in half. Yeah. I fucking love that. And he's like, don't look at. I forget what his one-liner, but he stole it from Kishibe.
Don't trust a prey shouldn't trust anything a hunter says, or something like that. It's just
something like that. Yeah.
It's so good.
he steals it straight from Kishibe. It's so good.
Yeah, he's just straight up took it from him. Yeah.
Honestly, I had nothing else on my list, to be honest.
I've got a couple others, but I can save them for a part two. I will end on one though, and it's one of those. I don't want to be basic, but when it comes to fights, I think this fight is absolutely fucking goated. It's Luffy versus Usopp.
For fucking Mary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one just hurt to watch. So like,
it did.
I remember feeling that, and I felt emotions come up because it's just two best friends going at it for their own reasons, right? Obviously.
Yeah, you get why. You understand where they're both coming from. Like the stakes are set. Everyone knows what's up, and like you've seen Usopp fight before, and he's cowardly and he pulls tricks and all of this stuff. And you've seen Luffy; he just like goes at it. So you're like, "Fuck, Luffy's gonna destroy this kid." And then Usopp comes out swinging with all of his fucking traps and the impact dial and the fucking all.
I know, man, and you just you know that he's not gonna win, but you want to pray for him just in case.
And then he like completely shocks you because he's got like all of his tools and tech and tricks and stuff like that. He's like filling the area with gasoline to blow Luffy up, and he uses Luffy's own punch against him with the impact dial. He has caltrops on the floor to like limit Luffy's movement and stuff like that. Like it's such a well done fight, and it's just like, oh fuck, it's so good and it's so sad. And I swear to God, I cry every single time I fucking watch it.
It's no, I get emotional. Sometimes I get into moods for emotional One Piece moments, and that's definitely one of the ones that pop up. And I just feel some type of way about it, man, every time.
Yeah. And like the finisher for me was like everyone on the ship watching, and like Mary basically crying in the rain, and Zoro on the ship being like, you can't falter, because if you falter, who can we trust? And you know that he's right, and you're just like, fuck you for being right, Zoro.
Yeah.
Like, just go help Usopp.
We don't need that right now, man.
Yeah, that one, I think that has got to be like one of the most goated fights for me. Like, it's so good. Everything about it is amazing.
I'm cry now. Think about that fight.
I'm gonna go cry now. You went from feeling really badass to now I'm gonna go cry in a corner.
Why did the best friends always have to fight?
All right, I think that'll do it though. I think
I think that's a good list that we made it today.
Yeah. Like I said, I've still got a couple on my list, but we can definitely do a part 2 because there's so many anime fights out there. Like we named like 3 from One Punch Man alone this episode. Like,
oh yeah. I can name all of them, man. They're all good fights, bro.
They're all good fights, absolutely. But what do you guys think? What are your favorite anime fights? Were we just basic white girls with this list? Did you want us to get more spicy? Let us know what you think in the comments.
Yeah, let us know. Please like and subscribe.
Yep. Share. Rate.
Yes. Yeah, rate. Get your macros in.
Get your macros in. Absolutely. Before you do any of that stuff, get your macros in.
Yeah.
You know?
Get your diet checked out, boys.
Yeah, absolutely. And girls, I don't want to close off.
True. Sorry, you're right.
Our viewership, there could be weeby girls out there who are getting really jacked and fit too. Like I don't know. I don't judge. If you're, if you're a jacked weeb girl out there who's listening, just fucking drop us a line. Say, hey, it's not just dudes who listen. It's girls that listen too. Represent.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Thanks for stopping in, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.
Peace.